you're above average, but you see people who are below you doing cold approaches, and then you see them getting a girl's number, and you're thinking like, what? How the fuck does he do it? How does this little fucking chump who is inferior to me in every single way, how does he attract her? This motherfucker does not deserve it, and he's a little bitch, and blah 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 blah. And while you're mentally raging, you are not seeing the underlying issue, which we are going to talk about in this video. Let's go. Why should you listen to me though? I went from autistic overthinker to doing multiple cold approaches every day now. So the first concept I want to introduce you to is the double-edged sword of intelligence. Look at this clip from Star Wars. So the golden robot here, that's your intelligence, and it's just giving you the assessment of the situation. But honestly, can we just shut it up for a second?
Acceptable alternative in extreme circumstances, the Empire may be gracious enough.
Thank you.
So your intelligence is a blessing and a curse. A blessing in a way that it keeps you from doing like stupid shit. For example, like a stupid person, he thinks, okay, I want to watch porn. Urge, he does it. An intelligent person, he thinks, okay, he gets the urge as well, I want to watch porn, but then he gets a thought, and this thought can regulate, okay, are we acting on this urge or not? Then you lead to the action, which is like, you're probably not gonna do it because you're smart, right? Now this is the blessing side, here's the curse side. This shit also happens in cold approach. So while the guy who's retard just sees, oh, okay, pretty girl, I want to cold approach her, that's the urge, he goes up and does it. And then there's you who are like, oh, look, pretty girl, I want to cold approach her. Thought, oh, what if she says no? Burp. And then you don't do a fucking cold approach. This is your problem. You are intelligent, and that gives you the power to see some things other people can't see, which in this case is consequence. And consequence is just a fancy name for you have kind of the ability to predict the future, you know? You can't just see one step ahead, you can see two steps ahead, and that makes you, I don't want to say cowardly, but it makes you cautious, much more cautious than a retard. But don't hate on your intelligence right now, because it is, as I said, blessing and curse, and this blessing, it made you who you are right now. It made you above average. Because like all the retards, they fell for the TikTok trap of, oh look, it's fun to scroll, well then I'm gonna scroll. They fell for the McDonald's trap of, oh look, it's fun to eat, well then I'm gonna eat. You know, you're too smart for that. You passed through all that shit, so now you're not fucking ADHD brain and fucking skinny fat bitch. You have learned that, okay, if you think things over, then you're probably gonna get a better result, which is the habit that is fucking your cold approach right now. Do you understand that? Okay, let me repeat it. Okay, so you have learned that, okay, if I think stuff over, then that usually saves me from doing the mistakes a retard would make. For example, eating the fucking Burger King meal or scrolling on TikTok. Now, this is the habit that established in you, which is, okay, the more I think, the better. But now, when you're doing cold approaches and you're still in this habit of, okay, the more I think, the better, the less cold approaches you're going to do. So this video, it is a signal that shows you it is time to move on to the next level of thinking, okay? And again, you're doing this by thinking, but this time you're using thinking to do less thinking, okay? I know this sounds crazy, but it's gonna make sense in a minute. So let's bring back the retard for a second. Just imagine you have like POV, you are a retard, okay? Like retards, they don't overthink. They just do, you know? They act impulsively and they don't pre-analyze shit because they don't even have the mental capacity to do that, you know? They just do whatever the fuck is on their mind. And in cold approach, it gets them what they want, but it also makes them run into all the fucking traps of like TV and advertisements and bullshit. And your consciousness level before you watch this video was, okay, these retards, they're stupid because they don't think, they just do. But now you're realizing, okay, holy shit, wait, maybe in some areas, like cold approach, not thinking and just doing is actually the better option. And now that you have this realization that thinking is usually good, but not always good, I want to introduce you to the bell curve, and once you know that thing, you're going to see it everywhere. So in a nutshell, this bell curve basically just shows, okay, how is the distribution of people between different like levels, okay? So in this case, intelligence levels. And then you have like a few very stupid people in the bottom, and then you have most people who are intelligent, And then you have some people who are super intelligent. But what you can see is that the stupid people and the super intelligent people, they will actually agree. Because the stupid person, he just has like the urge and then he does it. Then the average intelligent person, he's like, okay, I have this urge, and but let's think about it first, and then like blah blah blah, like average, okay. What I introduced you to before with the overthinking, then you do it, and then the super intelligent person is past all that shit. He has used his super intelligence to bypass the average intelligence, and now he actually does the same thing as the retard, which is, oh, okay, I get the urge, let's just do it. So basically, the retards and the super intelligent people agree, and then all the autists in the middle are like, no, I'm actually smart. See, I'm smarter than the retard. And then they're trying to create an opinion that is different from the one that the retard has, but actually is like not the smartest opinion. And then the super smart guys, they're like the next level, and they see, okay, I'm like not as stupid as a retard, but I do the same things the retard does because it works. And honestly, I gotta be honest with you a little bit. Like here is like I only realized recently that I have spent most of my thinking time in this retard level, and I have only recently really moved up to this super high intelligence level where I'm thinking now, damn, like I had all these fucking thoughts and like all these fucking stupid reasons not to do it, but honestly, sometimes being a retard is fucking nice. I forgot the call to action, but check out the first thing in my description. It's a full course that will get you to your first cold approach for fair price. Check it out, first thing in the description. See you in the next one.